Okay, so I know it's been a long time, but I've been working on getting this video ready, these scrapbooks ready to do a video on. I was going to do a giveaway for this. I was going to make it, and I was close to 300 subscribers, which I thought was awesome. And so we were going to make this scrapbook, and I was going to do it as a subscriber giveaway. But as of right now, I am at 579 subscribers, which is also awesome. So what I thought I'd do is I'd make it a bigger giveaway. So there's going to be 3 winners for this giveaway, and the first winner gets the scrapbook that we're going to make, plus some of my favorite adhesives that we're going to use making this scrapbook, and that is scor-tape, a 1/4 inch wide, double-sided adhesive, my favorite. And then my new favorite, liquid glue. This is TomBow multi-liquid glue. It has 2 different ends, and you only need to use just a little bitty bit, and it holds the paper to paper extremely well, and it's got a broad tip too that you can make a wider strip of adhesive. But this is one of my new favorite glues, liquid glue, so we're going to be using that. So first winner gets the scrapbook, the double-sided adhesive, and then the liquid glue. And then the second winner gets some Tim Holtz Ideology tissue wrap paper that I've used in a couple of my videos now. I know it's hard to find for some people, so I got a roll of it. So I'm going to do I'm going to do this as the second, plus one of the mini travel art journals that I did a video of it where I just showed a quick preview of it. I'll try to put a link in it in the description if I remember how to do that. So this one has mixed media paper in it, and it's the same technique as the how to make an art journal covers. So it's using the tissue wrap and then the paint and the seam binding. So the second winner gets those 2 things, and then the third winner gets a travel, a mini travel journal. This one has mixed media paper in it too. Same technique, covered with a Tim Holtz paper. That's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about it. Oh, and the way to win is I have also started doing more social media. So now I have a Instagram and a Facebook and a Pinterest, and of course YouTube, and I also have an Etsy store. So what I thought I would do is, you have to be a subscriber on YouTube, and then if you was to follow me on Instagram, that'll be an additional, put your name in twice. If you was to go and follow me or friend me on Facebook, that would be 3 entries for the drawing. And then if, what is that, Instagram? YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and then my Etsy store, if you was to go follow me on Etsy. Let's see. Oh, and then Pinterest, if you were to go follow me on Pinterest. So that would be a total of, 5 entries per person is the max. But the one thing you have to do for sure is follow me here on YouTube. So you can do any of the, if you're not on Instagram and you aren't on Facebook, then you can do the Facebook, or you can do them all. So either way, it doubles your chances or triples your chances, or however you want to look at it. So I think today is May 29th, so I think I'll have it run for a month, I think. So that would be, let me get my phone here, that would be, it would be over at June 22nd. I think that's 4 weeks. Yeah, June 22nd, 2014 would be the last day that you can enter to win this drawing. So again, follow me on YouTube. You have to subscribe to me on YouTube. That is the first and then every other thing that you follow me or friend me or however, or subscribe, will be an additional entry. So I'll put all your names in a hat, and I think I'll have my son draw them out. So there's 3 winners. So so anyway, I think it'd be cool. I'll put a link to all of them in the description, and I'll probably have it on the screen somewhere too. So anyway, so I'm super excited about that, my first giveaway. I also have new lighting. It should be brighter, so we'll see. So there'll probably be a little bit more of a glare than normal, but it should be brighter. So, okay, so let me show you what we're going to make. I've made 2 of them. This is the one we're going to make. It's the paper line is, it's K & Company designer paper. I don't think it has a name. No, it doesn't have a name, but not that I can see. But this is the paper I use, and I don't even remember where I found it at. It's been so long now that I don't remember, but it's got really pretty greens and purples, blacks and whites, and it just looks really nice together. So this is the paper line. And then we're also going to be using black cardstock, and this one is just color block that I got at Walmart, I believe, and it's textured and it's got like a white core, so it kind of goes really nicely with the book, with the scrapbook. So here's how it is. This is what it looks like. It's got 6 pages in it, and it's got a spine. It's all made with medium weight chipboard, and then it's got a magnet closure right there. And so it opens up, and there's a little pocket right here. And then the pages are a flap, and then there's a pocket. It's really tight, but there's a pocket that has this insert that opens up, that has 2 photo mats, and then on the back is another photo mat. So you can write, you can add photos, you can do whatever with those. So that goes in the pocket. And then there's a pocket at the end, of course, and you pull out, and there's another double-sided photo mat. Well, okay, so there's 6 pages like this, and you notice the pages are double-sided. I mean, the paper is double-sided. So this is my favorite pattern, which is on the cover in the polka dots. So it's really pretty, and it's nice, and there's a lot of room for lots of photos. It could be like a brag book. I kind of left it plain because I don't know if it's going to be for a baby or if it's just going to be for a couple or a grandma or whoever it happens to be for. So they're both the same. Oh, so this one has a really cool furry, I don't even know where it came from, but I split it in half to do 2. And then this gem in the middle is from Marion Smith's Junk and Gems, and there comes that big flower and this pretty little rhinestone button, and then there's a bird with pearls on it. So I used the rhinestone button, and then this one, it's got the same little furry thingy, and this flower here is also, oops, Marion Smith's Junk and Gems. I just love her stuff. I mean, it's so me. I like it. So it's Marion Smith Junk and Gems, and it's just like a lavendery resin flower. So that's really pretty. So I used that there. And then this little bling trim, this little black, it's like a little, I'm sure it's a faux leather like cord, but it has all this bling on it, and I just thought, I didn't put it on the back because I wanted to lay flat, and that came from, you're not gonna believe, but it came from this bracelet. So it had all these sections, so I just cut one off, because it's like I just cut one off and stuck it down with some Fabri-Tac glue, because it is kind of a fabric. I just thought it looked really, really pretty. I didn't like it with this one. I thought it was just a little too much, but I liked it with the purple. So with the one we're going to make today, I don't have any more of this. I'm not even sure what it was, but it was like I want to say maybe it was a hair accessory that I cut in half. I don't know. But anyway, so I don't have any more of that, but I did find this black flower with a rhinestone, whatever that is, in the center that I thought we could put right there instead of the furry thing. And then that's some ribbon. That's just some matching ribbon going around there. So, but the purple one's the same. It's same papers. Well, no, that's not true. They're not exactly the same. Same paper line, but using different papers out of that same paper line. So these are both be available on my Etsy shop. So, you know, look for that. And then we're going to make this one right now. Alright, so let's get started on making this one. Okay, so the first thing we need is we need to make the covers. So you'll need one sheet of 12 by 12 medium weight cardstock. And I've already marked it out here, all the different pieces we're going to need. We're going to need front cover, back cover, spine, the second spine, and then the flap. The only one that I think that you can change on these measurements would be the flap size. You can make it smaller, like on my two that I've already made. This one's bigger, this one's longer, and this one's shorter. So this one's about an inch shorter than this one. So, but I'm going to do the long one today. I like the long one better. So that would be, let's see, 1 3/4 inches. So the flap will be 1 3/4 inches. Maybe it's a 3/4 inch shorter. I don't know. Anyway. So I've already marked it up, so what we're going to do is we're just going to start, let's see, we're just going to start cutting. I'm using a Tim Holtz ruler and a Martha Stewart craft knife. And sometimes if you don't put as much pressure while you're cutting, it cuts better. Sometimes when you put too much pressure, it just doesn't want to cut. So make several passes instead of just, you know, trying to make one. So the measurements are, I guess I could tell you the measurements, couldn't I? Let's see. They're going to be 7 1/4 inches. Like this would be like the front cover. So 7 1/4 this way and 4 3/4 wide or tall. So this will be the front cover. So it'll be 4 3/4 tall or 7 1/4 long. Back cover's the same. The spines are 1 3/4 inches by 4 3/4. So I went ahead and cut off that extra piece that I didn't need. And the way I laid it out, it was just easier to cut it and less waste. And now we need to cover them. You can use, let's see, where's my, you can use scor-tape for this. You can use fabric tack for this. You can even use the TomBow glue for this. But it takes a lot of glue, and I think that the TomBow glue might be a little bit expensive for, you know, because you need a lot. So I think it'll be a little expensive to use for this. So we're going to use this fabric tack. Alright, we're going to start with the front cover, and let me double check my notes. Okay, it's just got a direction. It doesn't really have a direction, but you want to pay attention to the direction because one of the sides, it needs to butt up to one of the edges. It needs to butt up to this edge actually, because here's the spine. And these two are going to be connected, so you're not going to see this raw edge. So this one's not directional, so it doesn't matter. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to add some glue. Let me do it this way. Whoa. Don't need that much. I cut the top off a little bit too much, so more glue comes out than I would like. But you get the picture. Put a lot of glue on there, and then you want to butt it up to an edge, but then you also want to leave like I don't know, 3/4, if no, not that much. How about 1/2 inch on either side? You can eyeball it, move it around, make sure the glue gets distributed well. Then you want to, make sure it's pressed down pretty good. Try not to move it out of That still wants to move, I can feel it. Okay. Clean up any extra glue that happens to be seeping out anywhere. Alright, then on the other end you also want to leave that 1/2 inch, because it will be seen. So you kind of just want to line your ruler up and go about 1/2 inch behind, you know, past it, and then 1/2 inch on this end. Yeah, thought I cut it wrong there for a second. So then you want to turn it and do 1/2 inch from this side. Ooh. I'm going to get my worn out ruler for this because I don't want to get glue on my new one. I don't know if you can tell the difference. I wear them out. Can you see one's good and clear and this one's missing all kinds of lines and numbers? Okay, so 1/2 inch on this side. Oops, like so. So see this end here, this end is going to be attached to the spine this way. So this is going to have a piece of paper that's bigger than it, obviously, and it's going to attach like this. So this is the end that has to be wrapped. So that's the front cover. And then the back cover, it doesn't have to have a wrapped end on either side because it has a spine on both ends. So put some more glue on this. Maybe not so much this time. Alrighty, and then you want 1/2 inch from top and bottom, just like we did before. But it can butt up straight to the edge. And smooth it down. And go straight to the edge up here. That piece over, another 1/2 inch off this side. So there's your back cover. And the edges will be wrapped, but not the ends. And then one of your spine pieces. And what I like to do with this is, let me measure really quickly. So I like to take it and use the polka dotty side. Uh-oh, I have to use it this way. And then I leave, how much did I leave on each end? Let's measure. 1 inch extra, plus room for the give to fold it. What is that called? It's called something. The crease. There we go. So we want an inch. Let's measure it like this. I'm probably going to do a little bit extra of a seam, a crease, because I don't want the paper to tear or break. So I'm going to do 1.25 inches from the edge on each side. So that looks about right, but now I'm going to have to remeasure. Of course, you can just plop it in the middle. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to plop it in the middle and then trim it from there. That makes more sense. I've got those little furry, feathery bits everywhere. Okay, let's start by cutting 1/2 inch and straighten her up. 1/2 inch from here. Then 1/2 inch here. That was pretty close. Okay. Looks like I got it a little crooked. Alright. So then I'm going to measure out 1 1/4, I think. Yep. And 1 1/4 on this side. Okay, so the way this works is it goes like that. So the back piece goes here. And the front piece goes here. Let me scoop my thing up here. So that's how it's going to work right there. So then the next piece, the next 2 pieces are done the same, except these are going to be on the same piece of paper. And I think I'm going to have to use a new fresh sheet. Okay, so this one will be a spine and then the flap. So, how much should I? Same thing, okay. So I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm not going to, okay. So now we're going to make the second spine and the flap. A little more Fabri-Tac. My camera is cutting off at weird times. I guess I've got the setting wrong or something. Alright, so I'm just going to eyeball it here. 1/2 inch at the bottom, at least. And then this is the flap. I'm going to try to leave a generous gap so that it'll fold nicely. Try to do 1/4 inch there. Oops. Way too much glue. See, it's just a big hole and it's coming out. There's too much coming out. You don't need that much glue. Do as I say, know as I do. And 1/2 inch on the top, 1/2 inch on the bottom. Come over to 1 1/4 on this side. Okay. I'm going to put that aside for a minute and let that dry a little bit better. Let's go back to our cover pieces. Alright, so with this, now we want to do our corners. We want to miter the corners, and I use this Perfect Trim tool, Perfect Trim Ruler, at perfecttrimruler.com. And I like it because I do make a lot of books and I do want it to be perfect. I don't want every edge to be different, so it's got all these different measurements for different heights of chipboard. So I'm going to use the one that's appropriate for my chipboard. You line it up and then you cut off that corner. And it should be perfect every time. As long as you line it up the same on every corner, it'll be perfect. So see, can you see? Yeah. These, you do not have to do that to because they're just going to get folded over. Which other one do I need to do that to? I need to do it to this one. Just this edge where the flap is. You can use a ruler to get it, you know, straight. You can just use scissors. You can just whatever. You don't have to use the same, you know, tool that I'm using. Not necessary. Alrighty. Where's my score tape? Double-sided score tape, 1/4 of an inch. And well, find the end. And you just want to run it along the edge there. Oh, see, more feathers. They're everywhere. And on every, oops, every edge. These. I like to take my bone folder that has a little bit more of a point on it, and I kind of like to score next to the chipboard, and then bend it towards me, and then score again. So that way it bends around the chipboard a little bit nicer and cleaner. So I like to start with the sides, the long sides. All you do is take the tape backing off, pull it over with your fingers, and smooth it down. Tape backing off. And then before you do the edge, I like to take my bone folder again and push in those little bits, the corners, so that it lies flat. So there. So now they've got the perfect little corners on each end. Then I like to take my other bone folder that has the flat end and then just kind of burnish it down. And I even like to go along the edges here just to make them flat. Alright, so there's the front cover. Let's do the back cover. Alright, and for the spine, what we need to do here is, let's start with the back cover. We need to run a piece of tape along this edge where it's going to be attached to the spine paper, like so. So that's going to be, you know what, let's run one more down the middle of each one of these two. Just for extra added strength, because it is the spine. Okay, so I'm going to take these off. And then I'm just going to kind of tilt it at an angle, try to match the top and bottom. I have to get my head in the way here for a second. This top of the spine, and that's top of the chipboard. I'm going to leave about 1/4 of an inch. And then I'm going to press down. Flip it over. Oops. Do a little quick push. Alright, so then we're going to attach the front cover the same way. Let's put some tape on here. We're going to attach the back cover to the second spine and the flap. Long piece. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take our pointy bone folder, and we're going to run it across the edge there, and we're going to lift it up. Add tape to this side. let's run it across the whole edge there. Let's remove the tape on there. And then we're going to fold it over. And fold it over. Burnish that down a little. Okay, then we're going to do the same thing to this. I'm going to gently bend these pieces just so we don't hurt anything. You hear the tape snapping a little bit. So now you should have a box that looks like so. So it's just a box. So there's the front cover, spine piece, back cover, spine piece, flap. See, just like that. Alright, so now let me put that over there. We need to make the lining. Now we're going to be using the, what's it called? Stack the Deck binding by Laura Denison. Following the paper trail, Laura Denison. She made this wonderful way of having like a hinge for your envelope type or your tube type thing to sit over top of and attach. So we're going to do the Stack the Deck. So it's going to be here. So since this is a really long piece, one sheet or one strip of cardstock is not going to cover. See, there's a 12-inch. It's not going to cover. So we're going to seam it. I think we're going to seam it right here. If I'm not mistaken, that's pretty close to 12 inches. Yeah, so that's why I gave a little bit more room, just in case I have to come down a little bit more. Alright, so we need this to be, that piece needs to be 4 1/4 inch tall by whatever length. Alright. So let's see, what do we got here? That's 5 1/4. So I'm going to need 2 of them. Oh, how did I do this before? Just a second, at 4 1/4. So that'll go along one end of the sand, actually. Oh my goodness, this score tape is super sticky. So that'll go along one end here, like that, and then that needs to be to be about 8 3/4, which this is not. Okay, so I think what I'm going to have to do, I'm not 100% certain what I did, but I think I'm going to have to add another piece underneath there. Yeah. Okay, so let's cut this at 4 1/4. So that leaves us with, we got that piece, we got that piece. So then I just need a piece. Here, like so. And maybe nobody will ever know. Okay, so I'm going to cover this puppy with score tape. We want it to be attached down there really, really good. Okay. going to go ahead and take all this score tape off. Okay, so now I'm going to try to center this perfectly so that it's perfect enough. There we go. So that the other lining matches up to it exactly. So then you just give it a good push down. I mean, you may not even see that piece, but it doesn't matter. I just didn't like it. I didn't like it being there. Okay. Now I'm going to add score tape to this edge. And, oh, not that. And there are 2 liner pieces. We're going to add score tape to the back of that. I found to use score tape, hold it in my hand, stick a little piece out, push it down and cut it off with scissors. I know it tears with your fingers, you can tear it super easy, but I'm not a big fan of that. It's not very neat. So now the next thing to do is to attach our liner pieces. I'm going to start with the shorter piece right here. So also, for additional strength, I'm going to add glue to the cover here. Try not to glop it on like I did before. Oh, it's just so aggravating. You want to take your score tape off. Take it off your liner piece. And attach it down. This one I've left 1/4 of an inch top and bottom because I didn't want to be wasteful. I wanted to use the leftover papers from the cover. So a lot of times I would do 1/8 of an inch top and bottom, but this looks pretty good. I'm just using that flat end of my Teflon bone folder. Okay. And I know the dots don't match up there, but it shouldn't matter. It should be fun. Before I add glue to the rest of this, I'm going to take off the score tape. It'll be a little easier. Oh, you see the glare? I hope the glare is not too bad. Those bright lights that I'm using, which are hot, by the way. It's allergy season where I'm at, and it has not been nice to me. Allergy season hasn't. Okay. So this one you want to try to make sure that you're going to make it. So 1/4 of an inch top and bottom. And line it up as best you can. Bam. And then just put it down. I'm going to use the long side of the bone folder to burnish it all. Plus I'm moving the glue around too a little bit. Smooshing it all together. Alright, and then you want to be gentle. You can even take your bone folder and like gently help the crease bend so that nothing tears. I'm going to make sure they're good and broke in. And you want to go slow so you don't rip the paper. See? Nice, nice, nice. Flip it over. Or flip it around and do the same thing here. And the same thing there. So there is the flap. So there it is. It's lined. It's good to go. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Alright, so the magnet. The magnet. Alright, what would be the best way to, where are my magnets? Same thing, these are the basic gray magnets. And you know, you need a positive and a negative. Oop, look at there. It chose which one it wanted. In one of my other videos, I was talking about how, I don't know why these were at Tuesday morning, not this pack, but why I found all these expensive magnets at Tuesday morning. Well, I was reading the package yesterday, because I haven't used any of them yet, and they forgot to put the adhesive on the backs of the magnets. So that's why they were a Tuesday morning. Oops, look, and the adhesive's coming off of that one too. Okay, so the easiest way to do this, I'm going to do this with a couple clothespins, and I'm going to use some glossy accents. This is good for oh shoot, metal to paper, metal to metal, or just want something super shiny. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find this, let's see, where do I want my magnet? I'm going to find the center of my flap using my handy dandy Tim Holtz ruler. Believe it or not, you can't find these things hardly anywhere anymore either, and I love these rulers. I'm going to mark it. And that's where I'm going to put my magnet. Oh, my glossy accents gets clogged all the time. I always have a pen sitting right here to unclog it. Put a little dot. Oh, did I not get it? Come on. There we go. And then I've got both of my magnets together, the positive and the negative. I'm going to place that right there on there. Oh, you know what? I should have taken the sticker off both sides. Oh, goodness. You know, these magnets seem to be giving me all kinds of trouble. Okay. Take the sticky sticker off before you glue anything down. And then put it right back on top. And then add some more to the back side of the other magnet. And then what I do with this project, make sure there's no glue anywhere it's not supposed to be. I line her up, squish it down exactly where I want it to be, and then I put clothespins on to hold it while it dries. Let me make sure there's contact. I can't really see. Oh, yeah. Looks like a little bit of the glossy accents might have smooshed out a little bit. Let me check that. Yeah, we can't be having them stuck together. So maybe we won't do it that way, even though that's the way I would like to do it. Since the glossy accent's squished out, I don't want the two magnets stuck together. So we're not going to do that. Trying to find something I can... We're not going to use the clothespins. Then we won't be able to get it back open. That glossy accents is pretty strong stuff. Alright. Well, I know that it's perfectly aligned because it's where it stuck itself down to. So we're just going to leave it like that.